it's Zena, your best friend who loves horror, and I'm at the horror studio because today, guys, we're going to be talking about petty ghosts because there's a lot of them around here in these streets. I wanted to keep it short and only talk about my top 3 because yes, ghosts can be scary, but they can also be petty, and we're going to talk about it. But let me know if you like this, you want this to be an ongoing thing. So with the first one, I want to combine 2 movies, and I want to talk about the psychological horror, The Shining from 1980 and Dr. Sleep from 2019. And we're going to be focusing on the woman in 237. She was in both movies. She put out thirst traps before we even had that phrase.
For the spaceship, now I'm a space cadet.
A family heads to an isolated hotel for the winter where a sinister presence influenced the father into violence, while his psychic son sees horrific visions from both the past and the future. And then with Dr. Sleep, it's years following the events of The Shining, and the now adult Dan Torrance must protect a young girl with similar powers from a cult known as the True Knot, who prey on children with powers to remain immortal. So the reason why the woman from 237, she is on this list, is because, like I said, she was just putting out that energy, and it was like all a game to her, okay? Basically, she would lure people in by not being a ghoul that's dripping everywhere, just oozing, butt naked, with her biddies all out. Biddies. She was showing her biddies.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
You could have just stayed like how you were before. You didn't have to become a ghoul. You know what I'm saying? But she knew that, and that's what made her petty, is that she knew to turn back into a ghoul. It's crazy. Next, I want to talk about the Ju-On franchise, and I want to focus on Toshio. But basically, in a jealous rage, a man kills his wife and their son in their own home, and everyone who visits falls prey to a terrible, terrible curse. So you're probably wondering, you know, hey, Zena, why is Toshio on the list? Why? Toshio to me is just an annoying little ghost boy. That's the only reason why he's on this list. And he's petty because he's purposely annoying. So it's not his fault what happened to him. You know, he was murdered by his own dad. And then ever since then, it's just like he's been haunting people. Like he's been haunting them like their whole lives. And unlike his mom, he doesn't murder people. Again, he just annoys people. Basically, he crouches at the edge of their beds and he watches them sleep, or just watch them until they wake up meowing. Can you imagine sleeping at night and then at the corner at the end of your bed, there's just like this little dead boy meowing, you know, and then his mom is in your face. It's crazy. And in my opinion, because you already know it's your curse since you already went to the house, I'd rather just meet his mom than him. I'd rather deal with her because she's a beast and she'll just kill you, and that's that. Yeah, it's terrifying, it's all those things. But imagine you have to listen to these meows and someone staring at you. Like, I really don't like when people stare at me, and the fact that he's just some little dead boy meowing in the darkness. Like, where's your shirt? Where is it? So the last one I like to add, I want to talk about David F. Sandberg's Lights Out from 2016, and we're going to be talking about Diana. Rebecca must unlock the terror behind her little brother's experiences that once tested her sanity, bringing her face to face with a supernatural spirit attached to her mother. So this is actually one of my favorite movies, so I had to include it on the list. And if you didn't know, that this one is actually based on David F. Sandberg's short film of the same name. It's only like a 3-minute short, and it's also his directorial debut. Diana's on this list because she's ridiculous and she's clingy, and I'm just sick of her. She attacks people in the dark, but then on top of that, she needs to comb her hair. Like, she's just so angry. She's always in a rage, and I know she's dead, so why should she care, like, as a ghost? Because if you're gonna go around like attacking people, all these years you've been following people around, attaching to them, there's been combs, and you could have used one, and you chose not to use one comb. Not one time. Look at her. Anyhow, Diana is killed, you know, because she's exposed to like this intense, like, surgical sweet spotlights or whatever, and she pretty much turns to ashes. All right, clearly it's not a spoiler. She's dead. We knew this. That's not the end of Diana. Clearly, that's why I'm still sitting here talking about her. She turns demonic. She turns vicious, like into this vicious creature that can only act in the darkness. And don't get me wrong, like, I take my friendships very seriously, but not where I'm gonna become demonic and killing people. Like, never. And to me, that is clingy, and on top of that, that's petty. She's very, very petty, and at this point, she needs to get a hobby and a comb. But alright guys, so that's my list of the top 3 most pettiest ghosts in horror. Let me know which horror characters would be on your list for the top pettiest ghosts in horror. Comment that below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. biddies. She was showing her biddies.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.